we have some mail. A lot of mail. We're behind on mail, but we're getting caught up. So here's some boxes. The first of which has been opened upside down, but is from Taylor in Kentucky. There's correspondence with dinosaurs and dragons over top of it. Hello to the people at Your Dinosaurs Are Wrong. Please read at least some of this on camera. Well, we did it. I really enjoy your videos, and I really think they are an invaluable resource to those wishing to be educated or to educate about dinosaurs and other prehistoric animals. I have sent a lot of small dinosaur, air quotes, toys from when I was younger. I ask you to send all of these back unless you think you might be able to use them in an upcoming video. The Stegosaurus is pretty okay, except for its tail. Very odd. It's got the thagomizer pushed cranially, like way further than you usually see. And then I guess that's not uncommon to have like kind of short, chunky spikes. Along with a lot of small creatures labeled as dinosaurs, even though there was a pterosaur and a very weird Dimetrodon. The large Dromaeosaur was an Adventure Force branded mini mighty megasaur. Okay. It is so bad, I agree. That's not, like, if it didn't have sickle claws, I wouldn't even think this was supposed to be a Dromaeosaur. It just looks like a, you know, just a theropod toy. And last, I also sent you a Balor Bundock sculpture. Oh, that fell out. It is one of my favorite dinosaur. It has unique 2 sickle claws. I knew that. Can I open this without damaging it? Is a new question. They said sculpture, so I'm guessing this is something they made themselves. Oh yeah. Ah. I enjoy that you have accurately represented the borbiness of these animals. Just a little fluffy dude. I was really hoping they had an explanation for this object. I guess it's supposed to be a Tyrannosaur? Question mark? I don't recognize it from media. Maybe somebody viewing does and they're yelling at me like, no, it's obviously the, I don't know, Acrocanthosaurus from this piece of media or whatever. There's something upsetting about the texture of it. It's like, it's not quite Stretch Armstrong texture, but it's got that like gumminess to it. No accounting for extra oral tissues. Teeth are just poking out of the mouth. Anyway, thank you, Taylor. Okay, we got another person who drew on the box. This is from Flynn in oh, New Zealand. Wow. We've got a pair of dinosaurs apparently reminiscing about, like, being critiqued. And and we got a little guy peeking up from the bottom of the scene as a larger and a smaller dinosaur move through the backdrop. That's neat. Okay. Dear Stephen and Liz, I have noticed over your videos that you have a pretty decent collection of good, in quotes, pterosaurs, so I decided to send you this abomination. I've seen so many well-designed pterosaur figures over the last few years. Just look at our Schleich-Quetzalcoatlus. And then this comes along, this thing, all caps, that Pepo saw fit to call a Quetzalcoatlus. I'm probably saying that wrong, but I'm not going to change it now. I think properly it's Quetzalcoatlus, but I'm saying it with the right number of syllables, I think. So I can't imagine what they were thinking when this was designed. Just look at the pose. Yeah, that's frustrating. It's a really nice looking sculpt, but yeah, I don't know what that pose is supposed to be. It's like having a sneak. I can't imagine what they were thinking when this was designed. Just look at the pose. For a 2018 model, this is pretty bad. Heck, even Jurassic World Dominion did better than this. I'll take your word for it. I haven't seen the Jurassic World Dominion Quetzalcoatlus. If you haven't seen it, look it up. Please enjoy tearing this apart in a future video. I don't need it returned. Hope you like the drawing on the side of the box. I did. Keep being awesome, Flynn. Well, thank you, Flynn. This is very helpful to us, actually. Oh, that's odd. Look at how they clearly recognized, oh, the pteroid bone needs to be in there. But the way we've postured the arm means that the entire propatagium doesn't make any sense anymore. And in fairness, that's like... I don't know how you would do the propatagium and keep this pose, but in that case, why even have the pose? I feel like the hands are far more forward than they should be, too. And like, so, Quetzalcoatlus specifically, and like Ajdarchids generally, I don't know where exactly this comes from, but you do see this like bowed down, hunched over neck posture, even when the animal's in flight. It kind of makes it look like a vulture, I guess? Or like a cartoon vulture, even. Again, like, I like the detailing on this. Look at, they got the proto-feathers or the pycnofibers where they should. They've got nice details of the crest coloration, but then they just go and give it a stealth pose. Yeah, thank you, Flynn. Next, from Andrew in the United Kingdom. To Stephen, Liz, and Bertrand. Hey, somebody mentioned Bertrand. For a while now, I have known about your channel. I might have even started watching in the late Geek Group days, but recently I have started watching again and I have rediscovered my love of dinosaurs. For you, I am sending a carnivorous stegosaurus. Oh, that's neat. So it's the, you know, the classic like Chinosaur open-mouthed stegosaurus, but then scaled up and given an extremely dramatic overbite. Carnivorous stegosaurus, a one-armed T.rex. Oh, well, that's not the designer's fault. That's just bad luck. A Pteranodon with dodgy wings. Huh. I guess that's a solution. Trying to make a toy that has the wings actually flap when the wing has to be obviously bound to the wall of the body. I guess that's as good a solution as you're gonna get. It's a very birdy beak that they went with. A Jurassic Park type Dilophosaurus. It's gotta be this guy, but like it doesn't have the frill. so it's already better than Jurassic Park's. A Stegosaurus, a Utahraptor, an Albertosaurus. I'm guessing this is the Stegosaurus? Oh, that's... The little narrow... It reminds me of a pigeon, the beak, or of the... You know what this reminds me of? The scientist bird from DuckTales. I forget his name. Oh, and then there's a bunch of, like, little guys. I'm gonna get them out of here so that the box doesn't fall off the table. Okay. I think you are doing great work at Your Dinosaurs Are Wrong, and I'm a huge fan. I would also love to see more episodes on sauropods and on titanosaurs in particular. In fact, in a week from the time in which I am writing from, I'm going to the Natural History Museum in London to see the new Tyrannosaur exhibition, which I am very excited about. Hope you like the things I have sent you. Keep making great stuff. From Henry in Somerset. P.S. Pterosaurus is my absolute favorite dino. I would love an episode on it. And then there's a drawing of a Pterosaurus. I would love to do an episode on Pterosaurus. They are very completely understood, like physically or appearance-wise. Then we got more artwork of... Oh, we've got old Waterhouse Hawkins Iguanodon, and then modern Iguanodon. I appreciate this. Yes, thank you, Henry. This is from Ryan in Ohio. I'm just gonna take stuff out because there's a little bit of air in the box. Tyrannosaurus stamp. Like not a postage stamp, but a ink stamp? I don't know how you specify those. Greetings, Stephen and Liz. I've been a lifelong dinosaur enthusiast and have been subscribed to Your Dinosaurs Are Wrong for several years now. I work in tabletop game development, and I've sent you a copy of the dinosaur-themed project I created and illustrated. So that's got to be this. Rock Paper Saurus. 3 ways to play that evolve as you learn. Comes with a 64-page Dino Fact booklet. I wanted to extend a thank you for your efforts in presenting these animals as they truly would have looked and behaved. Some of the facts featured on the cards were information your channel provided. Well, happy to help. Feel free to critique any inaccuracies on my part, even with the artwork being stylized. I had every intention of being as accurate as I could. However, upon doing research, I discovered that some species had less information, references, or were so similar in nature to other species it made it hard to differentiate them for my needs. Thus, artistic liberties were taken. Simply letting you know this was not out of disregard or disrespect for the reality of what these magnificent creatures were. And yes, I know that Shringosaurus was not a dinosaur. Well, right, when you're having to make a game out of it, I understand that sometimes you gotta get into some speculative territory just to make them stand out from one another and be distinct. I just wanted to, ooh. Well, I like the amount of, like, volume of fuzz you've got on your Therizinosaurus. That looks nice. I don't know how reasonable that is based on, like, their metabolism, but... Oh, that's ambitious. They've got a Chilesaurus. Like, why not? They're already so weird. You could depict them however you want, probably. Oh! And a Jockapeel! Wow, when was this made? I have no idea, but... yeah, Jockapeel is pretty recent. There they are. Little weird ornithischian of some stripe. Thyreophoran? Are we still calling them thyreophorans? I don't know. Thanks for the hours of informative entertainment over the years and keep up the good work. As a bonus, please enjoy the art prints of some of my other dinosaur-related art. The Styracosaurus piece is taken from a reference photo of the Sideshow Collectibles Dinosaurium model sculpted by Michael Norman. I believe, well, we have a toy that's in a similar pose to this. I recognize this, I don't know what to call it, like inspiring, or like, it's the pose that you would expect if the Styracosaurus was on a statue on a plinth in the center of town, like our hero, the Styracosaurus. Which someone should do, honestly. And the Tyrannosaurus skulls are my take on Andy Warhol's Guns, which Ryan has titled The Roar Hall. I get it. I appreciate the pun. Best wishes, Ryan. Thank you, Ryan. This is from another Ryan in Utah. Dear Stephen and Liz, my name is Ryan. I've been a big fan of this series for many years, and my cousin Shannon is also a big fan. I've always enjoyed these unboxing videos. They're relaxing, and it's nice knowing that there are other people out there who love dinosaurs just as much as I do. I also love looking at the figures in the background and spotting ones I have in my own collection. I've wanted to send something to you for a long time, but I didn't know what to do. I recently decided to send my own illustrations of some obscure dinosaur taxa in much need of some love. I've decided to do a bunch of these, so expect to see more from me, whether you like it or not. Okay, that's a threat. I'm not a great artist, the drawings aren't perfect, and I'd appreciate some feedback. I've also included some information about the dinosaurs. But I have a few questions for you. What are your and Liz's favorite dinosaurs? Well, I can never pick just one, but like pretty consistently, Allosaurus, Kentrosaurus, Pentaceratops, and Microraptor are all up there. And as far as I know, Liz's favorite is Pachycephalosaurus. What are your thoughts on Prehistoric Planet and its sequel? I still have not watched the second season. Right? They're called seasons? Yeah. But I liked the first season. It was doing everything right, to the extent that that's possible. Would we ever consider doing a tour of the office where we store all the toys we get and whatnot? We do occasionally do behind the scenes like blog stuff about this is how we make the show, but our studio here, which is more like a dinosaur toy storage room with a set in one corner, is always in some level of disarray, so I don't know how prestigious it would be to reveal that to the wider internet. I noticed on the Google Doc with all the dinos you've received that there was one called the Long Toes Monster. It wasn't on our most recent edition of the doc. Yeah. Do I have that out here? I don't have it out here. Should I get one? So this is the long-toes monster. And for many years, like, I had one like this, but it was gray when I was a kid. It's one of those dinosaurs that shows up in those, like, dime store packs. I am guessing that it's a situation of, like, it's a copy of a mold that was made. And until very recently, I assumed this was supposed to be either a, like, very wrong Deinonychus or a also very wrong Ornitholestes. Because it sort of looks like it's doing that one jump that Ornitholestes tends to do in paleo artwork. I recently found out that it's actually intended to be a old Tyrannosaurus or Tyrannosaur. Like, it's based on those old Charles Knight depictions of the tail-dragging Tyrannosaurus. And it's just been, you know, game of telephones until the form you see now. So that's the long-toes monster. Oh, these are detailed. So we've got... Oh, he even included pronunciations for me. A Cantholopan with lovely color variation. We've got Achillesaurus, which I'm guessing is some kind of alvarsaur. Augustinia without the taco spines. I have not heard of this one. Hadiosaurus. I'm guessing this is some kind of Mamenchisaur relative. I know there are some of those that do have the tail club on the end of their tail. Oh my, Uticosaurus? I don't know anything about this guy. I like the color scheme. It's got kind of a Pacific Northwest vibe. Lophorodon. You are really getting into dinosaurs I don't recognize. I would presume this is some kind of iguanodon or thereabouts animal. Ningyuansaurus. Yeah. Some manner of Basal avialin, probably. Romaleopacus. Sauropod, Titanosaur maybe? With the bright coloration on its neck for social displays. Oh my goodness. Serendipoceratops? I think I've heard of this one. Isn't this the one that was, like, they found only, like, a piece of the arm bone? And, you know, I really should read the letter, since he included information on some of these. Yeah, this is the one. It was initially thought to be a ceratopsy, and hence the ceratops suffix, but it was reinterpreted as an ankylosaur in 2021. But it's only known from the ulna. Okay, that is the one I was thinking of, yeah. He's portrayed as, I guess, a facultative biped, maybe? Which is an interesting idea. And, oh my goodness. Tianshansaurus. Another sauropod. Again, I do like the variety of color schemes you've gone with. Yeah, thank you for sending that, Ryan. We have a pair of... Yes, we've got a pair of packages from Michael in Virginia, who sent us things from time to time before. We've got a mini building blocks Brontosaurus. And there's some correspondence with an avian dinosaur on it. Dear Stephen, Liz, and Bertrand. I like the people. Apparently this is a thing now. We're going to acknowledge Bertrand as part of the team. Hope you enjoy these rock sculptures of dinos I found in the local store. Regards, AJ. Oh my goodness. There we go. Ooh! I don't know, you'd think I would know rocks more, being into paleontology, but I don't recognize what rock this is. Some kind of quartz, maybe? It's very pretty. Little sauropod sculpture. Ooh! And, what I'm presuming to be an allosaur of some kind? I guess it could be a Tyrannosaur. It's kind of, yeah, it's probably a Tyrannosaur. Looking at the shape of the head and the shape of the jaw. Yeah. That's just cool. So it's like Legos, but they're very tiny. We have, I think Michael actually sent us one of these that's a Stegosaurus too. Thank you. We've got unlabeled. I guess it was just dropped. Oh! A gift for you from Michelle, aka Ratchet Command. You get back on the pile, it's not your turn yet. I would love it if you guys cover the Triassic period more. Aeoraptor, I'm guessing that's supposed to be Aeoraptor, is a unique animal with it being a basal sauropodomorph or a basal theropod. This toy is very wrong. Oh, they're taking the Aeoraptor label or moniker a little literally, huh? It's called a raptor. We gotta put sickle claws on it. Obviously. I don't know why I have this accent. I've seen display structures like this on dinosaur toys before. I don't know where that comes from. The, like, alien antenna style display structures? I don't know. As far as I understand it, Aeoraptor is indeed a basal sauropodomorph, which is a lot of fun that the earliest member of that lineage looks nothing like the sauropods that its descendants became. It also looks almost nothing like this toy, though. Yeah, thank you, Michelle. Okay, I'm gonna grab this one so that it doesn't fall again. We've got a book of some kind and correspondence. But I found this book and thought you would like it. It would be cool to see your thoughts on it. How accurate is the book for you? Enjoy your gift from Secret Admirer. Okay. Well, I have previously stated my disdain for the whole who would win concept of like thinking about these animals. I'm not very interested in, you know, matchups and trying to think about, well, which animal could beat up which animal. It feels, I don't know, dishonest, I guess. It feels it feels separated from, like, considering how they actually would have lived. It feels like an old-fashioned, you know, nature red in tooth and claw approach to paleobiology. 2019? Based on the styling I was sure this was gonna be like early aughts, because it's hearkening to like sort of classic roadside aesthetic. You know, that's kind of an old westy font, even though the overall layout isn't. But okay, 2019, and the whole book is a bracket, you know, a championship. Wow, some of these are not good. Some of these are quite bad. The faces on these look at this guy. And then look at this guy. Like, they're actually kind of charismatic in a cartoony way. But if this is supposed to be about the actual animals, why do you have, like, Aardman animation-styled theropods? Okay, so this whole book is quite tongue-in-cheek. It just looks vaguely annoyed. Like, hey, I'm walking here. Ridiculous. Oh, there it is. Giganotosaurus versus T.rex, of course. And of course, Tyrannosaurus wins. All right. Like, with the caveat, there is kind of no way to make a Apatosaurus not look like a doof. This is one of the doofier looking Apatosaurus I've seen. Spinosaurus wins overall. What an upset. Oh, there's a bunch of these. Lobster versus crab. Rattlesnake versus secretary bird. Well, isn't the secretary bird specifically suited to fighting snakes? I don't know. Well, whoever our secret admirer is, thank you for subjecting us to that. We've got an envelope from Zoe in Minnesota. Dimetrodon. The plural of Dimetrodon is Dimetrodon, Stephen. Unless these are all different species of Dimetrodon, then I guess they could be Dimetrodons. Oh my goodness. Dear, your dinosaurs are wrong. I love your show, but I was a little disappointed with your Dimetrodon episode. Me too. All you talked about was why isn't a dinosaur, and I know that, but that doesn't mean it doesn't deserve an episode. You did pterodactyl, and that's not a dinosaur. Please, oh my goodness. So this person has written a lot of, they really want us, please, to revisit Dimetrodon. I'm guessing this was sent to us before the archive episode where we did in fact revisit Dimetrodon. So I'm sorry that I didn't open this before we did that one, so I couldn't have your Dimetrodons in the episode. Even though, like, so unlike a lot of Dimetrodon toys, these are actually, you know, standing up. They're not dragging their belly on the ground, so that's something. They're not very good otherwise, though. I kind of love this little tiny one, though. There's something about it that's charming. But, well, I hope you enjoyed our Dimetrodon revisitation, Zoe. Sorry I didn't get your mail before that. Next, this is from Lee in Korea? 90% sure? Oh, Nathan. I'm sending you, possibly, the most inaccurate toy ever in Your Dinosaurs Are Wrong history. Have you seen our Dinosaurus toy? Because it's supposed to be a Brachiosaurus. I'm confident in calling it the most inaccurate because they didn't even try. Well, that's a tall order that you're... I mean...
Is that a gun?
I don't know. I think it is holding a gun. Why is it holding a gun? I thank you for producing quality content. You probably make the best paleo media on YouTube, in my opinion. He put a little trademark next to YouTube so that I know that he's talking about the real one. I admire all the research and educated interpretation you make. Your art style is very charming as well. I hope to see more awesome Your Dinosaurs Are Wrong in the future. It's also cool that you play Total War TM as well. I would have never expected us to play the same video game and take interest in ancient history too. You should make ancient history videos. They'd look cool in your style. I considered doing that, but did not have the bandwidth to take on another expository video series project. Oh, I read the end of the letter first. He does not explain why the Brachiosaurus has a gun, though, which was my only question. I'm not even sure this is the least accurate, aside from the gun. Stylization is not the same thing as inaccuracy. But thank you very much, Nathan. This is from Meg in Arizona. Dear Your Dinosaurs Are Wrong, the other side of this page shows a Hesperornis SPP. The internet describes them as cormorant-like, but those sideways legs way at the back of the body look much more grebe-like to me. The internet also says Hesperornis couldn't walk. Neither can some grebes, but they can scoot across the ground. If Hesperornis trackways exist, I expect them to look like the tracks I drew. The other drawing is Sue, if T.rex was as fluffy as tits, the bird, which puff up into fluffy tennis balls in the cold. The toy is something I found at the dollar store, and it really takes Fenestra kind of literally. Well, now I gotta know. Oh! I enjoy that, honestly. For a multi-ton theropod like that in a hot environment, that's maybe more encasement than it could get away with, but it looks nice, so, okay. I see what you mean by taking Fenestra literally. I don't think I've ever seen a toy where the windows in the skull have panes. Does it... am I gonna break it? Apparently I broke it. Well, sorry, I didn't mean to break it. The Spinosaurus inside is pretty bad, and I couldn't get the arms to stay on, but I feel like the skull is decent for the scale of it. I wanted to be a paleontologist when I was 6. I ended up in veterinary medicine, but I still love learning about extinct organisms. Signed, Meg. Well, that's really cool. I also wanted to be a paleontologist when I was 6, but now I do this. Okay, so it's a kind of an old-fashioned Spinosaurus. It's got the old, very full sail. Oh, but you're right. Come on. Oh, these are too small for me. That is a pretty good skull for the scale. Skull scale. Which makes it more perplexing that they put it in this, though I guess, like, you've got some design limitations if you want to do... It's a box, but it's a dinosaur skull. Got the teeth are overlapping. It looks like some kind of filter feeder. Yeah, thank you, Meg. Got a little tiny box from Jack in New York. And there's no correspondence. But he has sent us a Jurassic World minis. It's kind of hard to tell which way you're supposed to hold the box. It's also kind of hard to tell from the outside what animal is in it. Unless is this one of those like gambling toys that they do now? Where you don't know what it is until you open it? We've got a Basal sauropodomorph, I think, with just the largest feet you could possibly have. Well, no, the largest feet you could impossibly have. And, you gonna come out? Hey, this answers my question earlier. What does the Jurassic World Quetzalcoatlus look like? Apparently it looks like this. Which is... I mean, it's a tiny toy, so I don't know how harshly I should judge it. It's at least in a flying pose, as opposed to the Papo one. There's something... The hind limbs are much shorter than I would expect an Ajdarchid's hind limbs to be. They do, like, the amount of, you know, chest and back musculature and that tiny little body with a gigantic head is at least correct. But... And they didn't do the vulture swoop. It's got its head upright in flight, which... as far as I know, they would have their neck more or less straight and their head, you know, pointing down a little bit, but, like, that's better than the cartoon vulture. That just, like, says, collect them all. Well, thank you, Jack. This is from Mason in Texas. We got a bunch of little dinosaurs. Dear Stephen, hello. I have been avidly following your series since 2017, and I've been glad to witness your progress from This Toy Is Wrong, with interesting tidbits about the animals for their own sake becoming more prevalent around number 18 and 19. It's now being focused primarily on the animals. Here I present to you a Chasmosaurus, which I'm guessing is this big guy here. Looks like a Chasmosaurus, with just very long arms, or forelegs, or forelimbs. A Protoceratops. Two sickle-toed carnosaurs, air quotes. I'm guessing that's these. Since they've got, you know, the sickle claw like a dromaeosaur, but then they're otherwise just looking like a generic theropod. plesiosaur, a snarling, jiggly stegosaur. Yeah, it is. With a giant head. A stegoceros or pachycephalosaurus, an ornithopod of indeterminate species. A snarling ankylosaur to go with the stegosaur. A round-plated stegosaurus. Yeah. Got the old-fashioned rounded plates. Which, didn't we just talk about this recently? I'm blanking on it. There is an animal with plates like this. Can't remember it off the top of my head. A Massospondylus-like animal. Maybe you? I don't know. A Euoplocephalus-like ankylosaur. Well, that narrows it down. It's got to be one of those. 2 Trachodon, air quotes, toys, which are probably Edmontosaurus. That's one. Oh, that's these two guys. Oh, these are the same mold, but they're different colors. The duck-billed boys. A T.rex. Well, that's this one. A tan and black toy that defies all classification. It has sickle claws on a beaked quadruped. That it does! I didn't notice that. I thought, oh, well, that's some kind of iguanodont. But then, yeah, it's got sickle claws on the back feet. But then pronated, clearly quadrupedal, or at least facultatively quadrupedal hands, tiny little tail. Yeah, it does have a beak. What a strange creature. I always learn something new from your videos, and I look forward to seeing you review these on your show, even if it takes 5 years. Thank you for all the videos you make, and good luck on your next video. Best wishes, Mason. Well, thank you, Mason. We've got a letter from Tucker in Washington with a, what I presume is a Giganotosaurus on the envelope. Oh, come on. To the team at Your Dinosaurs Are Wrong. This is Tucker again. Sorry it's been so long since I've written you a letter. I've sent a letter to you all the way back in 2022. I don't feel old for all the way back referring to 2022. Right after the 9th Mailbag episode came out, but I guess it might have just got lost in the mail. Anyways, I just wanted to ask you what your thoughts and opinions are on a hypothesis that was proposed last year by Gregory S. Paul and his colleagues that there might have been multiple species within genus Tyrannosaurus, based on the different subtle skeletal variations between different specimens. Personally, I think this theory is pretty interesting, but at the same time, I don't really think it's true, as those anatomical differences between the multiple T.rex specimens are too subtle to warrant them as their own separate genera, and instead these differences might actually represent a population variation, gender, or age. So I kind of pathologically avoid weighing in on Tyrannosaurus stuff, but I did see the study you're talking about. I know that it was criticized on like methodological grounds, but I did not read into like what those were. I had the like general impression that Paul was sort of like getting his foot in the door, if you will. Like, it's entirely possible that it's going to shake out in the future that these 3 species are the actual 3 species of Tyrannosaurus, and if like really good solid evidence comes out that that's the case, well now his names that got published have precedence. So it's, I'm not like trying to be conspiratorial here, I'm just like, that's the impression I came away with. So we've got these are his interpretation of the 3 Tyrannosaurus species, Rex, Regina, and Imperator. Which I guess if we're going to divide the animal, having the different species have different coloration would be a fun interpretation. But thank you, Tucker. Yeah, sometimes we do have mail slip through the cracks. I'm sorry we didn't get to your letter last time. This is another box without a name on it. Oh, it's gift wrapped. The show has brought back the joy of learning about dinosaurs I forgot I once had. Also, do you think it's weird we make dinosaur chicken nuggets out of birds, which are our modern dinosaurs? It feels disrespectful. From Brooklyn. The person's name is Brooklyn, not, I mean, they might be from Brooklyn, it doesn't say. Okay. That wasn't a non sequitur. The thing they sent is, if I can open it. Oh. There we go. It's a dinosaur nugget pillow. I think it's supposed to be the, Tyrannosaurus dinosaur nugget. To answer your question, I never get tired of making the joke that dinosaur nuggets are made out of actual dinosaurs, or to be more cheeky about it, I'll be like, all chicken nuggets are dinosaur nuggets. Oh, doesn't want to stand up. It's almost exactly the right color too. Like that slightly grayish brown that the dinosaur nuggets are, because they're not what you would call high quality cuisine. But yes, thank you, Brooklyn, for sending us that. And we have some more correspondence from Miss Tyler in Pennsylvania, at least one of which has been waiting since June. Do we have correspondence? This fella tends to send artwork, but sometimes we get words as well. No correspondence. So we're just gonna look at some art, I guess. Well, I do appreciate the recreation of the courtship scene from Prehistoric Planet. I think you've accurately captured the mood of the male Carnotaurus there. That's a pretty blue to use for the arms too. It's like iridescent. And then he's got the Dinobots from Transformers, but if they were, real dinosaurs. And like they're still cartoony, so like this is pretty accurate to like what they would look like if the cartoon had tried to show like the real dinosaur equivalents. That's maybe more detailed than they would have gotten with the Stegosaur snarl. And they definitely wouldn't have, if they had Swoop as a real pterosaur, they wouldn't have even cared. They wouldn't have had him walking on all fours. They wouldn't have had feet that look like pterodactyloid feet. But nice work. Thank you for sharing. And thank all of you for writing in and sending stuff and your kind words. It does mean a lot. I know we don't do these mailbags as often as we maybe should, but I thank you for watching and for participating, and we'll see you guys around.